Alrighty guys, so as you can tell by the title of the video, I've got some new equipment for future videos, some of which is not new. We'll get to those in a little bit. There are going to be a couple of updates along the way involving both Spider-Man and future projects, so definitely stick around for those. And let's go ahead and get started. Time to start off with a character that puts the Looney and Looney Tunes. Now, believe it or not, I actually did not know that they put, or that Lego made a deal with Warner Brothers to make Lego Looney Tunes, at least as blind bags. But still, it's kind of cool. The head mold is absolutely cool, absolutely perfect. I love his little wabbit or rabbit season sign. Sorry, I was force of habit saying wabbit. Hardly any printing except for that little white lightning bolt looking piece to show that his chest feathers, I guess. He's got a duck butt, I guess. Now, here's the thing. I'm surprised that they gave him dual molded legs. I would have expected Lego to have done straight up orange legs to show that he has high spindle legs. But I guess they just wanted to do dual molded instead, which is fine. Dual mold is pretty cool. So Daffy's not going to appear in a whole lot of videos, but when he does, it's literally just going to be for a joke. So just keep that in mind. If you see Daffy Duck, it's just simply going to be as a quick joke, and that's about it. He's not actually going to be in a whole lot of videos. He's not going to appear in any death battles unless you guys want him to. But for the most part, Daffy is going to stay in one of my private Lego collection, whatever you want to call it. So, next character. This is another one of those characters that's probably not going to get used a whole lot in videos. This is Zombie Captain America from Marvel's What If, which I have seen all the episodes of Season 1. And, well, they're not bad. I never got into the What If comic books, but they're really not that bad. And I guess I'm excited for Season 2 to see where they take it. But if anything of this character is going to get used a lot, it's going to be his shield. Just because it's all grimy and scratched up and everything. It looks real. It doesn't look too zombie-esque. The rest of the character is straight up zombie, but his shield is not completely, dead. Let's see. His torso design has a little bit of reflective printing actually, which is kind of I always like that with the reflective printing that Lego does. He's got some pretty basic arm printing. Which kind of wraps around a little bit more than you'd expect. He's got some side leg printing, which is very uncommon at least from what I can tell. Lego doesn't really do that. He's got some pretty intricate leg printing, which, again, you don't normally see Lego doing it, especially not stretching that high. He's got some groin piece printing as well. Some basic arm printing on his other shoulder or on his right arm. One thing I'd like to have seen them do instead of this is do it dual molded, but that's just me. Pretty basic back printing, standard Captain America stuff with a couple of gray spots here and there. His helmet I was going to use for a couple of videos, and then I noticed this wonderful bit right here. For some reason, he has a teeth marks on his ear, which I'm sure people would overlook, but probably not going to use his head or his helmet piece for much of anything. I think he's got a pretty basic zombie face. But one thing I would have liked to see them do, and I know I'm being nitpicky with this, is Captain America in What If, when they show him, his jaw is broken. So I would have liked to see them kind of interpret that a little bit more. But honestly, for what this thing is, it's really not that bad. This is actually a pretty good minifigure, and definitely one that if I do a zombie video or a series or whatever, he'll make a quick appearance in it. But since this is such a nice figure, I don't want to ruin it too much. So, next character. Alright, so now we have Edward Nygma, aka the Riddler. Now, this is again a 100% original design, just like most of my newer minifigures are. Standard Moon Knight body, Batman legs, blah 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 blah. All recolored to match the Riddler's costume color scheme. The only thing that is this character that's not officially technically Lego is his staff. Because I've seen the original one that they did, and I was trying to do the one that's in Lego Batman, the first video game. And yeah, I'm sure the Lego Batman movie, Riddler has a special mold for stuff like that. And for me, that was too simple. So what I did is I took a basic Lego staff, I guess you could call it, cut off the part that sticks up here off, or sanded it down to where it was all, straight up one piece. I heated it up and bent it into as best as I could to make it a question mark, just like Riddler's cane in almost every version of the Riddler that there is. So, and also he's got, I think this is a Ron Weasley hairpiece. I could be wrong. Then he's got the official Legos original Riddler head, or not the original, but the second version from the Riddler Dragster, and I think Riddler's Funhouse is another one. I can't remember what the other Riddler sets are, but it's that face. So the reason why I made Riddler, aside from because he's one of my favorite Batman villains, mostly because he was played by Jim Carrey in Batman Forever, he's going to be the main villain of an upcoming it's either going to be a Nightwing movie or a Batman movie. Let me know what you guys want me to do with those. If you want it to be Nightwing, just comment hashtag Nightwing movie. If you want it to be a Batman movie, just call it, I don't know, hashtag Batman or something like that. Just so I can know which one you guys want me to do. But the Riddler would be the main villain in said movie. Most likely what it's going to end up being, either way, is it's going to be Nightwing's sequel. Now, while I did not like the Nightwing movie that I released, I think it was in 2020 or something, the reason why that movie failed was because it was focused on Batman too much, and in the next movie, it's going to be focused entirely on Nightwing. Batman may make a couple of appearances, but if I don't do a Nightwing film, I'm definitely going to do something with Batman, and it's definitely going to have the Riddler as the main villain. I've actually been looking up some riddles online, some of which are a little bit harder than others, but obviously I will have the answers to them all in the videos. So, on to the next character. And going back to Marvel, this is Norman Osborn. He's got basically Obadiah Stane's body, Anakin Skywalker's head, and then I don't remember whose hairpiece this is. I was trying to make Norman Osborn based off both the comic books and William Dafoe. So, the villain for my Spider-Man movie is not going to be the Green Goblin. It's most likely not going to be any actual Spider-Man villain, because I want the first movie to be, Spider-Man learning how to become Spider-Man, and then once he gets, to that true hero moment, that's when he becomes, and when he really becomes Spider-Man, then introduced, Dr. Octopus, Norman Osborn, Venom, the Lizard, stuff like that. But for the first movie, I just wanted to be a basic, generic bad guy who, is just there to get beaten up by Spider-Man. And then the next movie will introduce a new actual Spider-Man villain. But Norman Osborn is definitely going to make an appearance in the film. And this is what he's going to look like. I've already done a review over Obadiah Stane. But Norman has an alternative face. So, yay. That's pretty much it with him. So, on to the next character. Okay, so next we have Harry Osborn, who is comprised of Bruce Banner, Star-Lord, and I'm guessing Peter Parker. So I was going to give Harry Osborn a more spiked hair look, kind of like what Thor has, but I decided against it. So, if I do switch it out later, you'll realize why. I was also going to have Harry have the Peter Parker face, which I may actually switch their heads out later. But I wanted Harry to be kind of like that punk kid, while also being, oh my god, my father is a complete asshole, blah, 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 etc., just like he is in both the comic books and the Sam Raimi movies, and pretty much any version of Harry Osborn there is. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Harry. So, next character. Thanks to my brother, he actually gave me this Venom. We've had this for years. Some of the stuff is a little faded around his face. I'm going to touch all that up. But expect this Venom in quite a few videos. I'll still use my Tom Hardy's movie Venom. But for any time Venom goes up against like Spider-Man or the Hulk or stuff like that, expect him to look like this. I'm definitely going to be using this figure quite a bit. So just keep that in mind for the future. The main thing I like about this Venom versus the movie Venom is the mold. When I ordered this, I was hoping that it was going to be more like this. So like I was saying, the one thing I don't like about the movie's Venom Big Fig is the mold. They took a standard rotating head Hulk body and turned it into Venom, which is normally not a big deal when you don't include the tattered pants and just print over it. This one is a 100% original mold, which is what I like. I like that they, did an original mold. So if I could, I would take the face off of this one and put it on this one. But other than that, this one is way, way better for me. So expect them both, but expect that one more. Alright, now we're in the more upgraded figures. This is obviously the Lizard from Spider-Man. No, he's not going to appear in the first Spider-Man movie. Dr. Connors might appear in the first Spider-Man movie. But the Lizard himself will not appear in the first one. This is the same exact Lizard that I had on my old channel, who appeared in the original Spider-Man film that I did. The only thing that's been really done to him at the moment is he has gotten, quote, a new layer of skin, I guess you could say. Basically what I did is I took the whole thing, I painted the whole thing the same color as Pumpkinhead that's out in the garage right now. And then I painted his pants blue instead of purple. And he does still have his lab coat, so don't worry, he still has that. So if you wanted to make something like this, it's actually pretty easy. You literally just take a Velociraptor head, a Hulk body with a rotating head, and a snake's tail. That's pretty much it. You drill a hole in the Hulk's butt, glue the tail in, pop the head on. If you want to, paint the whole thing one color, and that's it. And then obviously do what you will with the pants. So, the lizard is going to appear in a few videos. I actually need to fix his teeth, because when I spray painted it, it screwed up his teeth. But I will fix that. But that's pretty much it. So, on to our next character. Alright, now we've got Dr. Otto Octavius, aka Dr. Octopus. One of my favorite Spider-Man villains. Thank you, Alfred Molina. So, like I said before, Dr. Octopus is probably going to appear in the first Spider-Man movie, but not like this. He will probably show up in the next film if Spider-Man does good enough to do another movie. The only thing I've really upgraded on Doc is I took the stupid cone things off and put them on an Outrider backpack with some wrench pieces on it, which allows him to actually stand up on his actual feet and not use the arms to and basically he can stand up correctly. And also, thanks to those hinges, I can actually make Otto reach out and grab characters such as Spider-Man and a couple of other things, and he basically just gives him a little bit more mobility, as well as function of his actual minifigure legs. And then he also has a Peter Parker looking hairpiece. He was going to have the Riddler's hair, but I decided to go ahead and use this for the Riddler, and at some point I'll paint it darker brown to match Edward Nygma's darker hair. But for now, this will do just fine for Doc Ock. Alright, so last but not least is the Green Goblin, which, like I said before, is not appearing as the main villain in the first Spider-Man movie that I'm going to do on this channel. If that movie does pretty well, it'll get another movie, which is going to have Green Goblin enter the picture. Now, the only thing that's really different with him, aside from this new handle that he can hold his glider on, and he's got a brown strap at the moment. It's going to get painted purple eventually. Actually, you know what? I may just leave it brown, because, you know what? What the hell? But he's got a pumpkin bomb with a Ghost Rider headpiece on, or a pumpkin with a Ghost Rider headpiece on to create his pumpkin bomb. He's got the little arrow things for his blades on his glider. That's pretty much it. So, yep, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video out, and we'll go from there. Alright, so these 5 are obviously the real new characters. Everything else was just upgraded figures. And if you want to get really technical, yes, you know, you can add Venom too. Why not? Okay, now, so we have 6 new characters. Only really 4 of which are going to be used. Because Daffy's really not going to get used all that much. And Zombie Captain America, really his shield is going to be the only thing that's going to be majorly used off of that character. Other than that, Harry, Norman, Edward, and Venom are all going to appear in a few videos. Harry and Norman are going to appear in Spider-Man. Edward is probably going to appear in Nightwing 2. And Venom is going to appear later on throughout my videos and death battles and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys all later. Bye.